Hey, this is Life with Sean Renee here, back with another video. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Now, back in the day, we used to get in fights and people used to instigate. Now, it's just getting worse for these kids out here at school. So, this video is about son gets set up to fight at school. He was like basically defending himself. But have you ever been in a fight where you didn't even know the kid from a can of paint, and someone got you in trouble and, was talking to you about someone that you don't even know, and this person just comes up to you and just fights you out of the blue? Comment below if this ever happened to you before. Now, let's let this mother tell the story about her son getting in a fight at school. Let's watch the video.
My son called me and told me that he had gotten into a fight in school. Boy, did I get pissed. Because what? You? If anybody knows my son Pookie, it would be like, who would want to fight you? I said, I'm going to talk to you about this when I get home. First of all, my son is going to be 11 years old, but he honestly has the height of like an 8 or a 9-year-old. He's very, very small statured. So a lot of people probably look at him like he's like an easy target, but not knowing my son is an athlete. So he has strength. So he goes on to tell me that they were getting dismissed from school and they were all walking into the auditorium. Student A decided to go over to student B, who my son does not know. They're not even in the same grade. They don't hang out. They don't talk. They don't run into each other. Like, does not know this kid from a hole in the wall. Goes over to student B and says, yo, Pookie's over there talking shit about you. So student B had to put his chest out and an S on his chest and walk over to my son, who was innocently walking into the auditorium and was just like, you big bitch. So my son turns around and is like, who you talking to? And the kid was like, you, and walks over to my son and shoulder bumps him. So naturally, my son shoulder bumped him back. Student B decided, I guess that wasn't good enough, so he decides to push my son. So my son pushed him back. It just didn't stop there, because student B decided that wasn't good enough, and he balled up a fist and he punched my son in the face. Why would you go and do that? So my son didn't throw not one, not two, not three, not four, but multiple punches to this kid. At this point, my son felt like he had to defend himself. Like, I don't know you. You already verbally assaulted me. Then you came over and you physically assaulted me, not once, not twice, but 3 times. So my son had to defend himself back. Maybe he shouldn't have threw that many punches, but he still had to defend himself. Then I ended up calling the school and speaking to the assistant principal, because I'm like, I know kids. Sometimes it's not what they said. Sometimes it's how they misconstrued it. Sometimes they leave bits and pieces out. Not my son. I know my son like the back of my hand. He will tell a fucking story and recall a story from A to Z and not miss one freaking detail. So I'm sure that what he said was 100% accurate. I had a really good conversation with the assistant principal, and basically she said, she's gonna get to the end of it. She's gonna figure out like the entire thing. But she also had said to me that my son could possibly be facing a 1-day in-house suspension because his response was a little aggressive. What? So I had like a really, really good meeting this morning with the principal, the assistant principal, and the guidance counselor. And we all determined that, hey, listen, student A should be reprimanded in some way, shape, and form for being a shit starter. Obviously, student B needs to be dealt with and will be dealt with accordingly. And no type of consequences is going to happen with my son. And that was like the big thing for me. Like, I don't even think that my son should have even had any type of consequences in any way, shape, and form, because he defended himself as he was taught. I have 5 children, and all 5 of my children were raised and trained and taught to never, ever, 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 under any circumstances, ever put your hands on anybody first. My kids were even taught they're not even allowed under any circumstance to put a finger, a foot up someone's ass, an open hand, a fist. They're not allowed to touch anybody if somebody is verbally attacking them. Words are words. Walk away. That's going to piss them off even more. Now, if somebody wants to get in your space, if you can reach your hand out and that person could be touched, they're in your space. If they put their hand on you, do what you gotta do. I cannot say nothing. Do what you gotta do. I mean, he did only what he was taught to do. And it just makes me sad, and it kind of hurts because, like, he's so small. My son is so fucking small. But I am too. I'm freaking 5 feet tall. I've been the same size since I've been 16. Granted, he will go through a growth spurt. All my kids are way taller than me. Sheesh. So with that being said, I am begging every mother on the face of this earth, if you're watching this video and have children, teach them. They gonna fuck around and find out if they want to run around acting like they so tough and think that they can run around and hit people and not have consequences. Fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. And stop messing with the smaller ones, because the smaller ones ain't always right here. Just saying.
You know, I'm happy that she was able to look out for her son and make sure that he doesn't have any penalties on his school transcript. Because, you know, colleges look at that stuff when you're, you know, fighting and stuff like that. But I don't like people that like to instigate, because I get you into trouble. But what do y'all think about this video? You know what to do. Comment below. This is Life with Shauna Renee, and I'm out. Bye.